Where, Mr. President, does personal responsibility factor into all this? There was a front page story in USA Today recently that talked about obesity being the single most significant factor. I mean, you're a fit guy. How about rewarding those who get on a Stairmaster every day?
Well, the interesting thing is you're already starting to see this happen among a lot of private companies. Safeway, for example, is a company that has done a great job in helping encourage its employees to get fit, and they actually give them an incentive. They say, look, you're going to save X amount on your insurance premiums. You'll see that in your paycheck if you are taking steps to take care of yourself. And I think that creating incentives like that for prevention, for wellness, creating cash incentives for people who, where it shows up, they're saving money on their health insurance because of it. I think that's something that should be part of this.
Mr. President, Joe listens to me at home base, which is the Big Talker 1210 in Philadelphia. Joseph, go ahead for the President of the United States.
Thank you for taking my call, Mr. President.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Oh, I'm scared out of my mind talking to you here. I'm a supporter. I worked hard for you last year.
I appreciate you.
I'm getting a little ticked off that it feels like the knees are buckling a little bit. We have overwhelming majority in both the House and the Senate, and we own the whole shooting match. And I'm just not getting. It's very frustrating to watch you try and compromise with a lot of these people who aren't willing to compromise with.
Are your knees buckling? That's his question.
Well, look, I guarantee you, Joe, we are going to get health care reform done. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who've been hand-wringing, and folks in the press are following every little twist and turn of the legislative process. You know, passing a big bill like this is always messy. FDR was called a socialist when he passed Social Security. JFK and Lyndon Johnson, they were both accused of a government takeover of health care when they passed Medicare. This is the process that we go through because, understandably, the American people have a long tradition of being suspicious of government until the government actually does something that helps them, and then they don't want anybody messing with whatever gets set up. And I'm confident we're going to get it done. And as far as negotiations with Republicans, my attitude has always been, let's see if we can get this done with some consensus. I would love to have more Republicans engaged and involved in this process. I think early on a decision was made by the Republican leadership that said, look, let's not give him a victory, and maybe we can have a replay of 1993-94 when Clinton came in. He failed on health care, and then we won in the midterm elections, and we got the majority. And I think there's some folks who are taking a page out of that playbook. But this shouldn't be a political issue. This is an issue for the American people. There are a bunch of Republicans out there who have been working very constructively. One of them, Olympia Snow in Maine, she's been dedicated on this. Chuck Grassley, Mike Enzi, others, they've been meeting in the Senate Finance Committee. I want to give them a chance to work through these processes, and we're happy to make sensible compromises. What we're not willing to do is give up on the core principle that Americans who don't have health insurance should get it, that Americans who do have health insurance should get a better deal from insurance companies and have consumer protections. We've got to reduce health care inflation so that everybody can keep the health care that they have. That's going to be my priorities, and I think we can get it done.
A bit off message. Today the Scots released the Lockerbie bomber due to, actually maybe it is health care related. Yeah. He's got terminal cancer. Yeah. Your take on this? A lot of folks very offended over a perceived lack of justice.
We have been in contact with the Scottish government indicating that we objected to this. And we thought it was a mistake. We're now in contact with the Libyan government and want to make sure that if, in fact, this transfer has taken place, that he's not welcomed back in some way, but instead should be under house arrest. We've also obviously been in contact with the families of the Pan Am victims and indicated to them that we don't think this was appropriate.